The watermelon theory. Here's the formula for selling a 75-cent bottle of cola in a black neighborhood. Include a basketball and charge $19.95. If that don't work, sell it with a chicken leg for $3.95. If that don't work, put the cola in a Cadillac and they'll buy it for $45,000. And they love getting something for free, so don't forget to throw in a watermelon.
What do you want me to say, Miss Joseph? That memo was in bad taste? We both already know that.
The point Terry is making is that when those words are read aloud, they're powerful. They're gonna hurt us.
Suddenly, the jury no longer sees this as a case about whether William Brock was wrongly terminated. Now it's about whether or not you're a racist who allows discriminatory behavior to thrive in the workplace.
William Brock was an incompetent advertising executive who happened to be black.
African American.
I'm sorry?
For the purposes of this case, I would advise the term African American.
Of course. William Brock hadn't carried his weight in months, but I liked him. So we kept him on longer than we should have. Now, because of my generous nature, I am paying an overpriced attorney to represent my company in a completely groundless lawsuit.
Groundless or not, your memo exists, and Mr. Brock has gotten a hold of it.
I know you're having a difficult time believing this, Miss Joseph, but it's not my memo.
What I believe isn't important. What is important is what Mr. Brock can prove.
Brian, I get your strategy. If the African-American attorney will defend him, then he obviously must not be guilty or a racist. But I think you misfired here.
If we have any such strategy, it's to provide you with the best Green Norse has to offer. And Terry Joseph is that.
I gotta get back to the office. I'll try not to author any inflammatory memos while I'm there.
How's it going?
Okay, you want the real, or do you want the really political answer?
I want the answer you'd give a friend you've known since your first year of law school.
Okay. Well, I don't know how it's going. So I'm defending a man who I'm sure is a horrible human being. My family thinks that I'm an Uncle Tom, and I'm beginning to wonder if the firm isn't using me as some kind of mascot.
Terry, you asked for this case, remember? So let's get real. If anything, you used Leakey to get a little bit closer to that corner office. Now, it's a little late to start letting people get into your head like this. So do what's best for you and this firm. Suck it up and quit complaining.
I didn't know that I was complaining, Brian. I thought I was talking to my friend.
I am your friend, Terry. But I wouldn't be a very good one if I didn't try to be a good supervisor. Okay, so by 4 o'clock tomorrow.
It's good to know we got Brock's people on the run.
I'm hearing rumblings of a settlement offer.
Press conference was a slam dunk. Nice touch, making Brock look like a climber with questionable ethics.
File that under irony. I think that what we need to do at this point is to get someone who's respected in the African-American community to make a positive public statement about Leakey.
Well, I think this is a big mistake to try to continue to win this case in the media. You're going to tarnish the reputation of Green Norse and the reputation of every lawyer associated with this firm.
So now you speak for every lawyer at this firm. You know what, Josefina?
Hey. Let's focus here. Now, even if we wanted to do this, Terry, what African American in this community is going to put their credibility on the line and risk being called an Uncle Tom just to defend this guy?
Maybe the African American who's already risked her credibility can find someone. What do you know about Uncle Tom's, Brian?
Only what you've told me, Terry.
So, all parties have agreed to the sealed settlement. Disclosure of its terms by either party will void the settlement. Is that understood, Mr. Brock?
Understood.
Mr. Leakey?
Absolutely.
Well, good day, everyone.
Look, Bill, I hope you don't really believe I had anything to do with that whole watermelon thing.
Of course you didn't, Scott.
Right choice to settle, Mr. Leakey.
Well, I had a good lawyer. She talked me into it. Thank you, Miss Joseph. Said it all along. I knew the firm's strategy would pay off.
Like we said, there was no such strategy. You got the best person for the job. I just happen to be African American. And so damn good at what I do that I can make even a sickening, racist pig like you come out smelling like a rose.
That was eloquent. It was stupid. I just wonder what the partners of your firm will think.
Actually, I could tell you what they think right now. Because I wrote the letter that terminates our representation of Wildflower Cola. But then, that would take all the fun out of reading the letter yourself. Wouldn't it? Oh, no. Oh, damn.
Terry, just wanted to let you know that the staff meeting's been pushed back half an hour.
Thank you.
Hey, listen. Are we okay?
We're okay.
That didn't sound very convincing.
What do you want me to say, Brian?
Oh, nothing. I guess you already said it. Yeah, good night.
Brian,
Wait a second.
now, we've known each other for a long time. We've gone to frat parties together and studied for the bar together and came to this firm together. But even still, there is this part of me that you could only know if you lived in this skin. This black skin.
Well, I guess we've never really had this discussion before. Never really talked about our differences, only about how we're the same.
Well, I've never talked much about our differences because no matter what I said, I would have sounded like I was speaking for all black people. And defining blackness is impossible. You only end up misunderstood. Or pissed off.
Kind of like you always are, anyway.
Good night, Mr. Tedrow.
Good night, Miss Joseph.